I believe so deeply in the arts. Having grown up in a house filled with it, surrounded by family and friends who created it, patronized it, we consumed it like sweet persimmons of fall that one has to wait for before eating, or it makes you pucker. I believe art is the secret key that opens the door to a person's soul. It's an ongoing conversation, always bubbling under the surface of emotions. I believe in the musicians who played at our house and introduced me to jazz and folk music, and in those artists who ingrained in me from the earliest age never to say, good enough. I learned from them that impossible was a silly word. I believe in music and my flute, my magical flute that transported me always to a better place. Especially the practice sessions at the Music Academy in Vancouver that led me to my first mentor, Julius Baker. He taught me that the world with my eyes closed is always there for me, even on a stage of uncertainty. My flute, with its mouth of gold, extended my shy voice and reached deep into my soul to join me with the sun. My Miyazawa was my constant companion, and years later, we played together for my favorite audience of sea lions from high above on the cliffs of Half Moon Bay. I also believe in my ancestral traditions of the Japanese concepts of shibui and wabi-sabi. Shibui is an aesthetic of simple, subtle, and unobtrusive beauty. In a way, it's the beauty of the absence of things. And wabi-sabi, a kind of philosophical aesthetic centered in the acceptance of transience and imperfection. In this way of thinking, we celebrate the flaw in art and nature, maybe a crack in a vase or a tree limb grown crooked. The beauty and strength is seen in its authentic character. I believe in photography and the stories they can tell. When I was younger, I was always intimidated by the idea of taking the perfect photo, so I became a filmmaker. I believed then that the perfect photo was hidden somewhere in those thousands of frames of film. Now, I believe that I was thinking about it all wrong. When I hold my camera, I don't take photos. I don't try to impose my view. I allow myself to be given the image. I'm given them by the mentors that taught me how to find a way of seeing, by my mother who encouraged me to find a way of exploring, by nature who believes in us all and presents herself beautifully, full of flaws and perfection. I believe in justice and the power of shigata ganai, which means it can't be helped. I learned those Japanese words from my grandparents and mother and family who interned during the war. It is this part of my story, finding strength in the cellular memory of the resilience and courage of my elders, that I learned to dig deeper. It is here that I believe in the ability to go with the flow with grace and strength. Not to acquiesce, but to rise above in the face of adversity with the wisdom to bend. I believe in gambari, an ability to persevere even when you think you can't. I believe so passionately in the arts in Malibu, and that I am truly fortunate to be the current chair of the Arts Commission. It's a bit like being a pirate, opening an abundant treasure trove of artists here. I believe that through the arts, we're building a community of inclusiveness. In the sacred place once called Malibu, where the surf sounds loudly, we add our own narratives to the stories that will sound loudly to the next generations. I am always awestruck by the birth of an original idea, that genuine expression from the artist. It's not anything a machine can stamp out or a computer can copy. It's something soulful and human. I suppose art is the celebration of that human spirit, but art that truly speaks to one's own heart, your heart. I sometimes cry in museums. I remember the first time I saw Matisse's snail mosaic. It's as though I felt his heart open to me. It was just so beautiful. Without art, I lose my sense of place in the world. I believe in childhood and the Vancouver rain that made perfect knee-high mud puddles to jump into. And like those larger-than-life puddles, I believe in the magic that surrounded my formative years. watching cloud animals drift by while eating raspberries and fragolinis in Mom's fruit sweet garden, looking down at my shiny black Mary Janes and up at the paintings and sketches of the galleries my grandmother took me to, I'd close my eyes while holding her hand and hear the symphony offer soundscape full of Mahler, Mozart, and ballet-inspiring Tchaikovsky. I believe in Concert on the Bluffs, a dream I had to create a concert hall without walls. A symphony by the sea with ballerinas leaping across the sunset and families on the lawn having picnics in the park. An idea I conceived that came through me suddenly became greater than me through the power of collaboration. I believe we made that dream come to life because my co-founders and I believe in each other. I believe that the magic of collaboration makes anything possible. I believe in Malibu. And I believe it helps define who we are. It's not just a place to live, it's a part of who we become. And from this world-famous landscape with iconic beaches and surfing and art, our shores do sound loudly. I even see them loudly. When I walk on Lechuza Beach, it's so sublimely beautiful, I can't stop photographing it. She speaks to me daily, and almost every day I walk it. And I believe they don't ask why, but encourage us to get involved by saying, why not? Now it's your turn. What do you believe in?